I spent my last 4 years at the masjid, and I ask 10 minutes of your time to tell my story and my journey at the masjid with few messages for the community, for the new EC members. So please give me an opportunity for 10 minutes, hear me out. My wife, my family, my friends tell me that what I have in my mind, I put it in writing. So hope I did justice to the journey that I have done in the last 4 years. So here it goes. In the summer of 2016, when I stepped into NAMCC community, I found peace and comfort. The community was so diverse and everyone smiled and the faces seemed happy. The Fajr attendance that filled the small masjid was a pie of my eye. The community became dear to me instantly. As days went by, after one fine Asr prayer, I was invited to attend the general meeting between the board and the community in the multi-purpose room where we are sitting. I had some spare time and it was Allah's will that I attended the meeting with enthusiasm. What unfolded in that meeting became the means of where I am here today. The meeting started and then there was chaos. People shouting over their voice, swearing by the Quran, and reality sinked in. The community was broken and the facade of it was only a piece that was good. I realized that Muslims lacked leadership and the followers always asked for their rights, blaming and accusing and not realizing that it is an investment and needed to be earned. I made dua at that time. Allah, if you want to use me for the sake of deen, then please do so. A few months later, after my volunteering leadership at the open house, I was invited to the board to be the trustee. I came in and I saw how things worked. Leaders started with suspicion and no trust. Any request by anyone to lead an event was turned down by the management, thinking about the ill intent of the other person and the event. That board soon dissolved like salt dissolves in water. And then again I was invited to the intermediary board. With a clean slate to write to, I accepted the invitation and I met 6 other like-minded people. After a week's time, there was voting amongst the board for different positions as we had to submit the position to the Secretary of State. I was elected to be the president of NAMCC. I asked Allah for help to be put into such a situation and made a covenant to build a strong Austin Muslim community. We had several challenges to begin with and a long way. From court cases to earning community trust, from unwelcoming sister side experience to the unclean property, you name it, we had it. We were running with great momentum, solving one problem at a time every day. We were meeting from 8 p.m. until 1 a.m. most of the days, and the rest of the days during normal hours, that would mean 6 to 8 hours in masjid. We had only one supporting staff, and so we had to wear multiple hats. We were cleaners of the masjid, property manager, event manager, accountant, multimedia coordinator, education program coordinator, public relations coordinator, outreach coordinator, and you name it, our team took it. We saw several board members leaving us in the middle of the journey, citing family situations. Being a father of a 3-year-old at that time, I realized that Islam came first, and sacrifice for the sake of Allah is well worth it. I continued. We worked hard to lay down the vision for our community, and that was to build a strong Austin Muslim community. We knew it was a bold vision, and it will need a lot of effort. We believed in it, and people around us thought we would fail. Our near and dear ones took us lightly, and we asked for their participation or to go back in line. They realized that we were very serious. We invested in the fuel of our energy that we believed were the du'as of the needy of our community and started donating and investing and uplifting them by putting more resources. What I learned throughout the journey was, if you give more, you get more. The fuel still drives me, and inshallah I will encourage anyone who would listen. Don't hold back when it is asked for the sake of Allah, and give it for the sake of Allah. Building the house of Allah is the best investment we could put back our hard-earned money on. You are as rich as you give. During this journey, I learned a lot about people. The actions of people speak louder than the words, and your step towards helping the community is a reflection of how successful you are. If you say you are a millionaire and you don't help the community, you're not an asset to Islam. I met several during this journey who had nothing per se, but gave all they had. May Allah accept from them. And there were some who were the well-known wealthy of our community, using the community resources day in and out and didn't put in a dime to build the house of Allah. Some promised big things and delivered zero. Some didn't promise and gave it all. We have seen miracles of Allah when we stood firm in doing the right things. The tables turned, the hearts of people changed, and we built from the resources unimaginable to an average mind like mine. We raised an incredible $4.2 million in 1.5 years during COVID when no one came to Masjid, and delivered the construction project on time and on budget. Remember that I had moved only in 2017 to Austin and had very limited connection to the community. On top of that, our goal of raising funds only from Austin community to build a strong Austin Muslim community was the priority and right thing to do. Many people ask, why only Austin? Why not go out? And my answer was, if people of Austin can't build the masjid and community that we need, we won't be able to maintain and sustain it. Surely Allah answered our du'as, and we saw miracle after miracle, every month paying $350,000 or more every month. Alhamdulillah, we never missed the payment date. We would sit in the office several times and wonder how it was going to happen. And surely it happened, with a knock on the door or a phone ringing saying, how can we help? Building the infrastructure of the masjid was just the means to build a strong Austin Muslim community. We surely had what we needed to invite our Muslim and non-Muslim friends to the masjid who will otherwise feel unwelcome to come to masjid, because how the facility will make them feel uncomfortable. Now we had all the reasons for people to not find an excuse to come to the masjid. Our team made an intention at the initial phase that we will use each and every corner of the masjid for the benefit of Islam, and we invested heavily in events. We will welcome any event that will be an addition to our goal of building a stronger Austin Muslim community. We approved events and made sure that each event got its due attention and was successful. As we stand today, we have over 20 events at masjid every week, and each event is as successful as the other one. The sizes of events we have conducted range from 20 people at minimum to 1,500 in conventional style. By the way, we're not talking about Eid prayers, Friday prayers, where our audience has been over 4,000 people, which we execute, alhamdulillah, with breeze. We introduced innovations in operations by using ticketing system for check-ins. Our model for check-ins during COVID was the model adopted by the biggest masjids in US. We are pioneers of all social distancing rules that still exist in Austin masjids. Our drive-thru model is worth a patent, alhamdulillah. Our food pantry delivery program is another example of creativity and innovation. For our community, COVID was a blessing, during which we successfully built the infrastructure, took care of our community, built a strong volunteer base, and introduced several new programs. We were the last masjid to close and the first one to open during the lockdown. We built a long-lasting relationship with the community outside of Muslim community by serving them and showing the true face of Islam, that is peace and blessing to humanity. Coming back to the secret of success for our community was that we approached our community with trust, thinking anyone who has an intention of doing good should be trusted and supported fully until they break it, after which they will have to earn it back, and it is a difficult process. We opened the doors to the EC office for anyone to walk in and hang out and feel welcome, stood in lines to get our food like everyone else, paid for any service that we took, and were the first in line to take bullet for the community, serving in the security team that we formed during the massacre that happened in New Zealand, and our community felt insecure. This was the success of building this beautiful community. As we stand today, we have a world-class facility that is, by the way, accessible, compliant, serving different sections of our community: sisters, youth, kids, brothers, educational and social service center. We have over 20 top-line events every week at the masjid. When other masjids struggle to start one event once a month, we start a new event every single week. Alhamdulillah. By trusting and providing a secured and equal playground, we have built leaders. We have over 200 active volunteers, highest number of volunteers in any Muslim non-profit in and around Central Texas. Sisters and leaders in this community, and we have invested in our youth. The job is not yet done, and we have just started our journey to build a strong Austin Muslim community. And then we have to build a strong Muslim community beyond. We can only achieve our mission by becoming successful. And when people see they want to be part of success, many of us have traveled far to join this event right now. And it is showing that success always attracts people who want to be successful. I encourage the new board members to keep this vision in mind and be successful and take the community to the next level they are aiming for. I end by my dads saying, good, better, best, never at rest, till your good is better and better is best. May Allah bless us in our community and accept our good deeds.